And we are live.
All right. Hello,
What
hello,
is going
hello.
on?
Hey, all right. Let me just pull up the window here so I can interact with the people in the chat once they
I
come in.
gotcha. I gotcha.
All right. All
All
right.
right, you
I
guys.
got
So we
it
got a
up.
few people waiting. Very cool. So, guys, thank you all so much for joining us here today. I'm very excited to be joined by Ben from Citrus Pool. So, we're going to be doing a live stream for you guys, just talking, having a nice casual conversation, just getting a chance to talk about being stake pool operators and talking more about Citrus Pool. So, Ben, thanks so much for joining us today. How you doing today, man?
Oh, doing great. And thanks for having me. And thanks to the Kaizen Crypto team for offering me the platform to come up here and introduce myself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know we were talking about getting your pool, and I know a while back you minted your first block. So, really
Yeah,
excited to
man.
have you on.
Yeah, it's happening really quick. And like we were kind of chatting before the live stream, like I really learned about the stake pools through your channel, the YouTube channel. You like, I already knew about Cardano. I was already invested, but had no idea like the idea behind running a stake pool until I found your YouTube channel. So I'm a big fan, man. The Kaizen crew is definitely real within me. I stake with you guys as well as with my stake pool. So
Oh
I'm
man, that's
definitely
awesome.
here.
Yes. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Yep.
It's a labor of love for sure. We do it for the
Yeah.
Cardano community.
Exactly. Same here. Same here. And like I said, I was originally into Cardano just because I was already into like Ethereum, and just to hear like some of the improvement that Cardano was bringing in regards to blockchain and so forth, it just made total sense for me to jump in and be a part of this project.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. And as far as what we're going to be talking about today, I definitely wanted to pick your brain a little bit, find out more about you, what your plans are for the future within the community.
Yeah.
Definitely a big thank you to everybody who is joining us here so far today. We got 20 people in the chat. What is going on, guys? So we got Jason Jenkins, Santi Martinez. What's up? Greetings from Argentina. How are you guys doing? Very nice to see you guys. JD says, hi, chaps. Nice to see you both. Jared, smash the like. All right. So, guys, very cool.
All
Thank
right.
you all so much for joining us. So, Ben, I guess to get started, would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your background?
Yeah. So my name is Benjamin Bond. I'm a software engineer. I run a tech company by the name of NetSwagger, but I also run a Cardano stake pool called Citrus Pool. You guys can check us out. We're brand new. I actually learned a lot from Kaizen Crypto on how to get this thing up and running, and also the Cardano. They have a really good tutorial on kind of how to set this up. I've been in the technical world for the IT world for about 15, 16 years now. I've managed servers. I've ran hosting companies, so I'm pretty familiar with kind of jumping into command line and getting things done. But on my day to day basis, I'm pretty much managing a team of developers, and we do everything from websites, mobile apps to server management and so forth. But being a part of this whole Cardano stake pool community is like so rewarding and so amazing to me. It was really something that I wanted to be a part of. Especially after seeing after seeing your videos and seeing actual like real world people doing it, and not having to have like this crazy huge infrastructure and all of that. It really was something I wanted to get into. But yeah, I love it. I love it, man. It's a amazing place to be. Amazing time to be in Cardano for sure.
Yes, absolutely. That's really cool. It's like that's something I really feel like sets Cardano apart as opposed to something like, if you want to get involved with Bitcoin, you got to go through you got to have some crazy powerful hardware to get involved. Cardano, it's like I'm running this thing on a PC. It's pretty awesome, and
Yeah.
as far as the background that you have, so you're pretty technically proficient. So as far as what you do, I mean, as far as software development, so you feel like those skills definitely kind of helped you with the stake pool. Do you feel like there's any specific skills that you would recommend if you're just getting started?
Yeah, well, luckily, like one of my really first tech jobs that I ever had was with a company called Emotion Host, and I love them guys. At the time, it was like so stressful because I used to have to answer phone calls and be on chat, and also like maintain people's servers, and that was like fresh out of high school. Like we was over there, like really maintaining servers. So having an understanding of server maintenance and like maintaining like Linux servers or even Ubuntu. If you want to get into Ubuntu and like really poke around and understand the command line, that will help out tremendously. We're running a stake pool. And I mean, a lot of this stuff can be learned right on YouTube. YouTube is the go-to place for any kind of technical knowledge for the most part. But that really helped me with kind of setting everything up and really getting to understand it. But even with my background, it was some things I was like, whoa, hold on, how does this work again? Like let me rewind the video and see exactly how this is set up, because when you're dealing with cryptocurrency, you want to make sure things are as secure as possible. Make sure you don't have any unnecessary ports open. And I've even seen in the forums like some people stake pools were getting kind of compromised and so forth. So I just knew security really needed to be on the forefront of setting up the stake pool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's spot on. No doubt about that. So just turn into the chat real quick. So guys, thank you all so much for joining. We got quite a few people in here. Thank you so much for everybody who's been able to join us. So
Yeah.
JD, Kaizen saved me too. Hey, I appreciate you.
Hey, Kaizen Crypto is the channel to go to for all things Cardano Stakepool for sure. And thanks Jason for delegating in Citrus Pool. And the ticker is CTRS, guys, if you want to know.
Yes, awesome. I know we had a little bit of issues there with the metadata not showing up in Daedalus, but it looks
Oh
like
yeah.
Jason cleared that up for us. So CTRS is in Daedalus now, so that's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Very cool. So Ben, talking a little bit more about being involved in crypto. So how long have you been involved in crypto?
Oh man, so I've been in Bitcoin. Like it's so crazy the way I got into Bitcoin. Like I'm always in like all the different tech forums, and I'm at the time when I learned about Bitcoin, I was really trying to refine myself in the professional world and become a real IT person and so forth. So I'm in all the tech forums trying to learn about everything, get ahead of the curve. And I ended up finding out about Bitcoin, and it was like $5 at the time. And yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty
Wow.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
$5 at the time, and I was renting a townhouse. Me, my wife, and my two kids at the time. We were renting a townhouse, and I was like, okay, the little bit of extra money, which wasn't much, I was gonna, kind of put in Bitcoin and see what it does. Fast forward a little bit, we decided we didn't want to be in the townhouse anymore. We needed some more space, and luckily my parents, they had an extra room, so we were like, okay, we can go there and save up money and try to purchase our first home. So in the time of us kind of saving up money, Bitcoin price just kept going up. So long story short, I was able to put a really hefty down payment on the house. I cashed out my Bitcoin, and it really sounds like a success story. I feel like it is a success story, but like I say, in hindsight, if I would have saved it a little longer, if I would have saved it a little longer, I could have been riding Lambos, man. Everybody, the big goal in crypto is, make as much as possible. But, I'm here for the long haul. That experience really kind of proved it to me and my wife that, crypto is definitely a powerhouse and here to stay. So that was my first real big run in with crypto. So
Wow.
I love it. I
Wow.
love it. But I really see, just to say that, I really see a lot more potential energy here with Cardano. Like I am fully vested in the Cardano community. I see so much potential in the community here.
Man, what a story. That is really cool. And moving forward now, it's like hindsight's 2020, but looking
Yeah,
forward, it's going to be awesome to see what happens to everybody who's actually building and getting involved with Cardano right now. So, pretty cool.
absolutely.
That's an amazing
Absolutely.
story. So guys, we got some people in the chat. We got Santil. Hey guys, thanks a lot, Kaizen, for giving so much to the Cardano community. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I really enjoy meeting all these people, and thanks so much to Ben for coming on and chatting. I know we did a Ladies of Cardano video yesterday. That was a lot of fun. We celebrated
Awesome.
Ada Lovelace Day. That was pretty cool. Got Blue Collar Crypto. What's up, bro? How's it going? Hey, Patrick, thanks so much for joining. You're doing really good things, man. I know that you were on trying to apply for Spakra, so pretty cool. Definitely fingers crossed for you there, man. So, Ben, getting back to the name of Citrus Pool, I thought that the name was pretty cool. I checked out your website. You guys got a lot of cool things to offer there. If you guys want to check that out, I'm going to leave all the links down in the description. But so, what's the inspiration behind Citrus Pool?
So citrus pool, like for one, uh I'm a big fan of all things citrus. Like I really love, like I always have like a grapefruit or
Oh
orange or
man,
something with me. So I'm really into citrus. And from a marketing standpoint, I always think of like the design and the look of it before I even build it out. So I was like, oh, it'd be awesome, to kind of, you know, incorporate, something citrus
yeah,
related, So that is kind of how the name Citrus Pool came about. And it
nice.
just fit. It felt like something that could become, a pretty solid brand for sure.
That's pretty cool. So now, as far as running the stake pool, so is it just you, or you said you got a team?
Yeah, so I have two developers that help out. My one of my friends was actually a coworker at my last the last full-time job I had. His name is Kamesh, and he's actually in Pakistan, but at the time he was in New York. So he helps a lot with kind of helping me maintain the stake pool. And then I have another guy in North Carolina that helps with the website piece, making sure the back end is up and running and running smooth. But they also help me on a couple of other projects. And then my wife, she's a teacher and she also has a finance major. So we have a few things that we're planning on rolling out here, in the near future. Hopefully, everything goes well with Goguen. We really want to bring more functionality and features to everybody in the Cardano community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool. Having those people around you with everybody having their own expertise, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be really cool. I'm glad you actually mentioned Goguen too. So I guess talking a little bit about that. So what excites you most about Goguen? I know we're full steam ahead towards that. I know we're
Yeah.
expecting some tentative dates as far as a rollout release at the end of the month. So I guess
Yeah. The end of the
what do
month.
you yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome to see what that looks like. What excites you most about Goguen?
So to be honest, I didn't even know it was named Goguen when I first got into Cardano, but I knew that they were planning on doing something with dApps and kind of I don't want to say emulating Ethereum, but improving on some of the technology that was created for the Ethereum blockchain. And that is what really made me come over to Cardano. And I was working with a team on a blockchain technology for Cardano, not Cardano, but for Ethereum. And as soon as I found out about Cardano, I was like, hold on, let's wait and let's, give them time to come out with their blockchain. And so basically we really are looking towards doing some pretty advanced stuff on the blockchain and creating a custom dApp that should be pretty useful for a lot of people. And, I just really need to see, how much is going to be available for developers day one and Goguen. I know it's going to be a process, but I prefer to do it on the Cardano network for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like you've got the stake pool built already. You got the team behind you. So, and I think considering your background, that's going to be pretty exciting to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it, man. That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the chat. Let me shout out my buddy Jeff here. Like this guy, I've worked with him many years at different companies, and he's really heavy into crypto as well. And shout out to everybody in the chat for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty awesome to see you guys all here to join us today. If there are any questions from the chat, please feel free to drop your questions. We'll just be having a casual conversation. If you guys do have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those for you. So Ben, tell us a little bit about your stake pool. How's everything going? What's the experience been like for you?
Yeah, like we're still very new. Like we're still I think we've been in here probably about a month now. Just kind of, working out the kinks, but everything is running really smooth now. And surprisingly, we were able to mint our first coin. Literally, I think that was week 2, week 2 of having the stake pool. So we minted our first coin, and I think according to what is it, 88 pools, they were basically saying the luck percentage was up 700% in order to mint that coin. So we got super lucky right out of the gate. So that really was, an encouraging moment to, kind of push forward. But yeah, we're here for the long haul. We have a pretty solid infrastructure to support, future releases. And we have way more than enough computing power to kind of see this through for the long haul, for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now if you don't mind me asking, are you guys doing the bare metal server route, or are you guys going on the cloud?
Yeah, so we are on the cloud. I actually have a few servers at a data center, that we were using for other things, but we reallocated it for stake pool. So yeah, we're in the cloud, but bare metal servers are definitely something that we may look into for like backup purposes and so forth. And just want to make sure we kind of have things, a redundancy system set up, just so anytime something happens at any of the data centers, it's always a continuous service for the users.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think that having that server redundancy, definitely, and especially in the instance that you're having to go through and do something like a node update,
Yeah.
just having those options available. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually did a node update 2 weeks ago, and man, it was nerve wracking, just because I know, you want to be up as long as possible, but it really worked out like seamlessly. Like, I don't think anybody noticed that I even did the update. It was pretty smooth.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. So guys, taking a look at the chat, looks like we've got a few
Yeah.
questions coming in.
Oh yeah.
John says, "I'm here for the great content and updates." Hey, John, appreciate you. We're definitely working hard to provide some great content for the community, so really appreciate that. Azo says, "Kaizen, what do you think about ADA? Is ADA after 5-10 years a wife changer, or maybe it can go to zero?" Well, as far as what you do there, as far as making a whole bunch of money, I think it really just depends on your time horizon. 5-10 years, it's really a long time, especially when we're talking about cryptocurrency. I think Bitcoin has been around for over 10 years now. Who would have thought that this internet money went from zero to now upwards of almost, what are we at now? Almost $11,000. All-time high was at 20,000. So 5-10
Still
years.
climbing.
Yeah, it's who knows what will happen in the future, but yeah, we're here for the long run.
Sure. And I just saw a question here from Santi Martinez. What is your vision for CTRS Pool? So the goal for me for CTRS Pool, and kind of our mission statement, is to help mass adoption as much as we can. Like, in order for any cryptocurrency to be successful, you want as many people to be able to use it and not have to be technically inclined to do so. So our goal is try to simplify things as much as possible. We just posted a new tutorial on how to get involved in stake pools and actually making passive income in the crypto community. And literally, it's a step-by-step tutorial. You don't even have to touch an exchange, because I know exchanges can be kind of stressful for some people if you're not as technically inclined. So literally, the tutorial takes you from purchasing Bitcoin through your Cash App, and then using Changely to turn it over to ADA and staking into a stake pool. So like, every time I think of, explaining things, I want to be able to say like, hey, will my mom be able to understand this? Because that level of understanding and availability is what's going to make the community grow as a whole. Like, it shouldn't be people like me and you, Pritesh. We're pretty tech savvy. It shouldn't just be us. It should be really like the normal person that want another option other than just investing in the stock market.
Right, absolutely. I think as far as from a technology perspective, blockchain is still kind of in the dial-up days. It's got a long way to go until it does kind of reach that point where we get to that point where it's easy for everybody, and mass adoption is just, you don't even realize you're using cryptocurrency. It's just kind of integrated into a wallet, say maybe on your mobile device.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I always say, think about how far Bitcoin has come, and like I feel like Bitcoin is pretty available now, and people know how to get it in different ways. But just imagine if it was a coin that really had utility, such as like a Ethereum or a Cardano, that was as available as Bitcoin is. I feel like that would be a game changer for like everything. Like being able to just go to a Cardano ATM or purchase Cardano from Cash App, like that would be a game changer for sure.
Yes, yes, most definitely. This one's a good one. So Bass says, "Hi both. Do you think that pools will quit because of lack of delegators while they're not making blocks?" This is actually a great question.
Yeah.
Ben, I want to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I think unfortunately some pools that haven't, planned for, just kind of footing the bill until you get delegators, they will quit because maybe they are maybe a little over invested in the technology. But for me personally, like I'm running the stake pool regardless. Like, I would love for as many people to come and stake with Citrus Pool, but I know that even if I have two uh, people, kind of staking with the stake pool, it's helping the network. It's helping the network, and I'm here. I'm very strong on customer service. Like, if these people want to stake with me, hey, let's stake. I'm staking in the pool, and let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going. So, but yeah, unfortunately, some people, if they are kind of upside down on the cost versus the return on investment, they may shut it down. But Citrus Pool is here, and I know Kaizen Crypto, you're already doing pretty good, so I know you're not going anywhere.
Yes, sir. Rock on, brother. And I think to that point, it's like right now we're still kind of in the early phases of Shelley. A
Oh
lot
yeah,
of these parameters they're talking about is the K parameter, so the number of desired stake pools, and then you
mm-hmm.
got the D parameter, so the I guess point at which the blocks are being produced by the community. So I feel like definitely the stake pool operators right now, it's kind of like a social Darwinism within the ecosystem to see like who can survive, who can sustain their operation the longest. So I feel
Yeah,
like the pool operators right now who are struggling to attract that delegation, I feel like if you can just make it past this initial point, once we get to that point where we've adjusted the K parameter, all the blocks are produced by the community. I think that's where we'll
yeah,
start to see a lot of extra breathing room for a lot of these smaller pools.
exactly,
So
exactly. Yeah, luckily I was in a position where I already had the machines. I was already paying for them, so hey, we're good. We're going. We're here for years to come for sure.
nice, nice. Enoch Stosh says 1,200 pools at this point in the game is really a monumental accomplishment. Yeah, absolutely. We
Yep.
won't see more pools until Goguen is released and the price of ADA goes up, which will increase K.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I think that, as far as the price and K, maybe not so much correlated, but I think that you're absolutely right. As soon as the number of desired pool goes up, definitely going to have a lot more benefit to these smaller stake pools. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Goguen is going to really open the door for a lot of things. I think we're really going to see the real potential of Cardano as a whole once Goguen is released. It's coming.
Yes,
It's coming.
it's
We'll know a
coming.
lot more. We'll know a lot more in a few more days. So,
For sure, for sure. End of the month, I think, right? Like October
yep.
29th.
Oh wow, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Hey,
Nice.
you should go live when they launch the blueprint for Goguen. I think it's going to be a huge event.
That'll be fun. Very cool. So, guys, we got a lot of good questions. Yeah, Ben, if you feel like you want to grab any of these, feel free to jump
Yeah.
in. I'm just going to go off and see which one I'm looking at here. I think that Big D says, how much are the costs per month for running a stake pool? Well, it depends on if you're going to go with the cloud or a bare metal server. I guess for me, in my instance, I've got the bare metal server side. Ben, I know you said you got the cloud instance going on. So I guess we'll talk
Yep.
about both of those. For me personally, I guess as far as costs, it's really the upfront cost of having to actually source all the hardware components, get the thing built. Right now, we've got two PCs running. So we got a bit of server redundancy there. I've got the main beast that's got all the hardware spec kind of fitted together. So we're running strong on that. And then we've got another PC running as a server redundancy instance. So really just that upfront cost of having the nodes. And of course, you got the internet. You got to make sure that you're practicing proper security measures, making sure you got a firewall going on. But as far as costs, I would say for me in my instance, bare metal server, I ended up spending close to maybe a couple grand just with all the hardware and then just the ongoing maintenance and the internet costs.
Oh yeah, That's not bad. So I'm assuming you have like a dedicated IP running directly to your bare metal server and all of that.
Yep.
Okay. Hey,
Yep. Static IP, all that good stuff. Oh, yes.
that's awesome. Yeah, and on my end, being that I'm doing the cloud server, like pretty much if you get a bare server from a really good hosting provider with a decent amount of bandwidth, like you can really do, because you have two instances, you can probably get away with doing about $80 a month. So, but that means you have to do all of the work setting it up, and it's going to come with literally just Linux. From there you
Yeah.
got to do all the work. But yeah, that's kind of the route we went. I have a pretty good relationship with a few hosting companies, so luckily my expenses aren't too crazy.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, so I guess it really just depends on as far as starting a pool, it's like, is it going to make more sense to pay up front or just month to month? So I guess that's a big cost thing to consider if
Yeah.
you're interested in running a pool. So yeah, that's a good question.
All right, let me see some of the questions here. All right, Sassy Boy says, other than minting ADA blocks within the Cardano network, are we running anything from outside of the network? I'm not really sure what that's in regards to, but pretty much everything on my stake pools servers are 100% dedicated to running the Cardano nodes and relays. So I don't run any. I'm super nervous about running anything else on my Cardano servers. I don't want any kind of exploits or anything to come in there, because for one, it's not just going to stop Citrus Pool. Is going to stop other people from making money anytime we mint a block. So I want to make sure it stays up as and consistent as possible.
Yes, yes, definitely. I think that running the node, it's best to have it dedicated as a server.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want anything to interfere with that.
Yep.
I got a question from Dars. It's saying, is participating in profit sharing with a stake pool a good idea? Does the ADA leave your wallet to do that? As far as profit sharing, that's an interesting concept. I know that a lot of people, they do like I guess you could say multi-owner pools where you have
Mm-hmm.
several parties committing to the pledge of the stake pool. So I know that's something that you can consider. I know a lot of people with larger size pledge have definitely done that to kind of pull their resources together. As far as it being a good idea, you want to make sure that you're partnering with people that you have a relationship with. You don't want to make sure that you know these people. And also having something in writing, definitely. And of course, not legal or tax advice, but you want to make sure you're protecting yourself, especially when you're talking about money. So yeah, that's an interesting question. Ben, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree 100% with that. And that's part of the reason why I kind of went in this with pretty much me and my wife and the team that I was already working with, because I know how things can kind of pivot. Not to say someone is going to be dishonest, but as the price of ADA goes up, you may have a partner that's ready to pull out of the network. So I wanted to make sure anybody that I went into business with in regards to Citrus Pool knew that we were going to be in here for the long haul. Like, if this thing goes up to $20 tomorrow, like, no, we're still running the stake pool. Like, we still have people to service. So let's not pull the rug up from under people just because the price is going up. We want to make sure we're really being a real good member of the community and making sure this thing stays up as long as possible.
Yes, yes, for sure. Another one from John saying, Kaizen and Citrus have a question. Do you guys agree with stake pools that doesn't perform well can or may collab or join with other stake pools to continue? What's the technical on this? Does Cardano project allow this? I have seen several instances of this, actually. It's a great thing to bring up. So there's some stake pool alliances that have actually kind of pooled their resources together. As far as the concern that I would have for something like this is like, how does it necessarily affect something like decentralization? I think that as far as these pools kind of staying in the game, it's great that they've kind of partnered up and they found people that have a similar interest. But it's going to be interesting to see as the network grows and matures. But yeah, that's definitely something that we will see, I think, over time kind of play out.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think in the algorithm, they did a pretty good job with making sure things are as decentralized as possible. And even the fact that they are kind of paying attention to the small pools as well as the big pools, that alone lets you know like they want this to be as spread out as possible. But yeah, I totally agree with, instead of just leaving the network completely, figure out what else you can do, you know, partner up with somebody if you need to, but don't leave Cardano completely. Like,
Yeah, there's way too much going on to ignore it. So yeah, if you can stay involved for as long as possible, I mean, that's what we're doing. We are here for the long run. So definitely.
yeah. And Sassy Boy has another question. He says, so what percentage above the delegators make would you make? I don't know the exact percentages, but I know it's based on the pledge of your stake pool. So when I minted my first block, the percentage, I feel like somebody that was staking on the stake pool probably received a bigger reward just because they were staking a bit more than what I initially pledged. So it's all based on how much you pledge and how much you're delegating to the stake pool.
Yes. Yes. Enoch Sosh says, does Mr. Bond have a proposal on Catalyst? That's a good one. I know we were talking earlier about some plans for Goguen. I know it's probably still kind of early, but would you have any potential plans if you don't already have a proposal? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yeah, I don't have a proposal as of right now, but I'm definitely looking into it. I would say after they release the roadmap of Goguen, I probably would, you know, kind of invest a little more time in investigating it. But Citrus Pool is going to be a part of everything that's going on with Cardano. That's for sure.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. We got Vince Pool in the house. What's up, Vince? Thanks so much for joining us. How to increase slot leadings other than just active stake. That's interesting. You know, as far as being able to get ranked higher to be able to produce a block, I think it really does come down to active stake.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the luck factor would kind of play into that as well. So interesting question. Ben, any thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
and that's actually a great question, Vince. I think Pritesh, you're probably in a way better position to know exactly how that will function. But I agree. You know, get more people staking to your stake pool, and you'll get recognized more. Like
Yeah.
I still don't know how I was able to mint that first block, like literally week 2 of setting up a small stake pool, but I'm not complaining about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think being able to attract those delegators, upping that active stake, definitely it's going to increase your chances.
Yeah. And that's another good question there from Sassy Boy. Will you have to upgrade your hardware once ADA gets adopted? For me, I kind of future-proofed my infrastructure a bit. Like I'm running my node and my relay on some pretty beefy servers. So I think we have a bit of wiggle room. I don't know how quickly the requirements are going to go up as the network kind of increases, but I think at the very least, I probably have a good 5-6 years of growing room, unless this thing like blows up like tremendously over. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's what we all want. But I think if that happens, we can easily, you know, throw some more RAM at it and keep trucking along.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Very cool. So, guys, some really great questions. So, Ben, we've been going for about half an hour. I wanted to just go ahead and say a quick thank you so much. As far as being able to find out more about what you're trying to do and, you know, keep in touch with you, where can people find out more about Citrus Pool?
Yeah, you can go over to citruspool.com. We have a mailing list, and we do all of our updates via email. You can also follow us on Twitter, Citrus Pool. Pretty much every social media, well, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we're all Citrus Pool on there. So yeah, reach out to us, contact us. We're also on Telegram. You can look us up, Citrus Pool, and we're pretty transparent on our communication. If you have any questions or any concerns, we'll get right back with you and make sure you're in the loop. As we get the information, we share it with the people.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Very excited. Hoping for many more blocks to come for Citrus Pool. So,
Thank you.
guys,
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
you all so much. You guys did fantastic with the questions. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you guys did find some value from this live stream, please be sure to drop a like for us. Be sure to check out Ben with Citrus Pool. Ticker is CTRS. I'll be sure to leave the links for you guys down in the description as well. So, guys, thank you all so much. Ben, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on to speak with us today.
Likewise, thank you, and to the whole Kaizen crypto team for having me again. Like, I love being able to kind of speak to the people. This is my first live stream, so this is awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much, man. You take care.
All right, you too.